Hi everyone, as previously promised, I'm going to show you how I made that fabric flower that I put on the cover of my mini album. This one right here. Very, very simple. I'm going to show you, these are actually two different sizes, but they were using the same exact number of flowers that I'm going to show you. So what you're going to do, first you're going to need fabric. You want to have scissors, hot glue, and I used to make my beginning flowers kind of looks something like this. Well, this is kind of hard to see because it's all patterned, but I'm using the Tim Holtz Tattered Florals Sizzix die. I'm going to use this flower right here, and you kind of want petals that are close together. This one is not going to work as well as this one is because these are really, really close together. So I'm just going to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it with this pattern fabric. This is actually stuff that I had left over from when I did some do-it-yourself Roman shades, which you can find on my blog, which is posted below. So I had some extra fabric left over, and I'm going to use that to make this flower. I'm just going to grab my Sizzix here, and I folded my fabric over. You want to have 8 total flower cutouts. So I just folded it over until I have 8. And then I'm just going to put it on here like that. And then I'm going to cut it out. So then you're going to get something like this. Let's get that monster out of the way. So here are all my flowers. And as you can see, you know, with pattern fabric, the underside is going to be a slightly different color. So when you're using a pattern, as we make these flowers, you want to make sure that part's on the inside because you want to see, you know, the pretty fabric on the outside. So get out your hot glue gun. And you're going to take one of your flowers. You're going to fold them in half. And I make sure that my petals don't line up, you know, you want it like off-centered. And then you're going to take this side, you're going to fold it over, you're going to glue it in here. Then you're going to take this side and you're going to glue it right here, and then you're going to pinch and you're going to get something like this. So let me show you. And I'm just putting hot glue down towards the bottom. You don't need a whole lot. It's just fabric. And then I'm just going to put a little bit here. And then I'm going to bring that over, and then I'm just kind of pinching it. Can you see? And it makes a little something like that. And you'll get like a really flat end. That's okay. That's kind of what we want. All right. So you're going to do that to all of them. You kind of start by folding it over first and then fill in that little hole at the bottom. And then I put glue on this side. And you're just going to bring it together and pinch it. You do it again and again until I have all of them done. Once you get the hang of it, I mean, you can whip these out really quick. And I like to make a bunch at once, so I'll cut out all my fabric, get all my flowers made, and then I just kind of sit down and then just start doing them. And then they're made and they're ready to go when you have a project. Because it's kind of annoying when you have to stop and make something else on it, especially when you get going on it. So I make mine up all ahead of time. I keep them in a jar in my room. So we're folding in half, fold one end over, put glue at the bottom, and then I'm going to glue up this side too. And then you're just going to fold that over and pinch. And I'm so bad with hot glue. I get hot glue all over myself and all over everything. So every one of my flowers were made with 8 original die cut flowers. And then it depends on how thin the fabric is, because the thinner the fabric, the more it can kind of pop open. And then how big we're going to cut out like felt. So how big that is going to determine how big your flower is as well. I just need to stick another glue stick in there. Alright. So you're going to fold over this piece in, glue down here, and then glue this side. And you're going to fold it over. I just take it and I just pinch it, kind of between 3 fingers. And I just let it hold there for a second so that, you know, the glue can really adhere to it. All right, last one. Pull it over, glue it one side, and we're just gonna, and then pinch. All right. So now we need a piece of felt or fabric. I just use felt because I have the felt. It's here, it's handy. If you don't have felt on hand, don't worry about it. Just use a piece of any fabric. That one's kind of too small. I don't want to make one that small, actually. So I'm going to cut a little bit bigger of a circle. If I'm doing like a dark flower, I'll use a darker colored felt. If I had gray felt, I would use that. But cream will work just fine as well. All right. So you have your felt piece that you're going to use. And you're just going to start, you're going to put glue on your felt piece and you're going to start gluing all your flower pieces around. Kind of something like this. And you can make them as close together as you want, as far apart as you want. I like mine all close together. Makes it look like a nice full flower. And you don't want to glue them straight flat because then they're really going to be spaced apart. If you want to use more than 8 original flower pieces, then you can do that, and then you can use the other ones to help fill in. But I'm going to kind of point them kind of up a little bit. So let's put glue here. You can put glue on your felt piece or glue on the flower pieces. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to put it down there. See that? Just like that. I'm going to go around and I'm going to keep adding the flower pieces in. You just want to hold on to it for a second just so it can kind of have time for the hot glue to take hold. Just like we did with our flowers earlier. I'd like to say there's kind of a method to my madness, but there's really kind of not. I just kind of glue them on. Except for kind of the last one. I want to look for one of my flowers that's going to help kind of fill that in. This one might be... That one's a good one. Just want to bring that circle full round. And then I'm just going to kind of press in. Just kind of get them all into place. Okay. So now you're going to have something that looks like this on the bottom. And that on the top, on the side. And then your last two pieces, they're just going to go in the top. However you want. I'm just going to trim mine off a little bit just so they're not sticking up as far as they are. And that's why you want to put them in before you actually put the glue down, to see if it's how you like it. So I like that. So I'm just going to put some hot glue right down there in the center. And I'm just going to press them in. And if there are any gaps anywhere that you don't like, I don't like a lot of gaps. I want it to look like it's nice and full. I'm just going to add a little hot glue. And I'm going to make it come up and meet one of the other flowers, just so it pulls that fabric right up. Right there. I'll go around, see if there's anywhere else. There's kind of like a gap right there. I'm just going to put hot glue between those two. And I'm just going to push those flowers together. And just fill that gap right in. And that's it. There's our flower. Little felt back. So you can use these on anything you want. It's great because, I mean, you use whatever fabric you want, so you can really make it match or mismatch if you want, whatever project you're working on. And like I said, they're so easy, and once you really get the hang of just folding it and gluing it, you can really whip these out pretty quick. So there it is. It's not quite as full as this one, but that's because this fabric is really, really thin, so it kind of really bushed out. And then it's still not quite as small as this one. So there they are. You can make them in pretty much any kind of pattern that you like. I've made them in assortment. I'll just show you some of the ones that I made. I told you I made a lot of these, so then they're just on hand. But a lot of fun colors. This is like a black and white polka dot fabric. This was a brown with pink and white polka dots. This is gray fabric with like white flowers that were outlined in black. Some striped fabric, and then just lots of just solid colors. And there you have it. Real simple, easy to do. If you don't have that die cut, any flower die cut would really work. You just kind of want the petals to be close together on that flower. Like I said, you don't, in that Sizzix, the Tattered Florals, the other one was really, the petals were so thin and spaced out. It's not going to turn out as good as this. So just look for a flower that's close together in the petals, and you can cut out more than 8. 8 works pretty good. If you want a bigger flower, you're going to want to use more. And you can just work with it however you like. So good luck, guys. Thanks for stopping by.